Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Caden, I'll be your host today. Let me stand in the center. So, new setup for the video, and that's because this is not the real video. This is just the intro that I forgot to film a week ago. Yeah, so sorry for the shit lighting right now and through the rest of this video. It's not gonna get much better, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So welcome to my August TBR. It is all of those books on that top shelf right there. Not that stack right there. That's book of the month, but just that whole line. Anyway, it's a lot of books. So get ready, to watch this video, get a snack, get a drink, get comfy. It's gonna be a little bit of a wild ride. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so I brought the first books over here. I'm starting to realize that maybe I picked out way too many for this month. Maybe this is a bit unrealistic. I don't know the exact number of books. I'll put it right here. But it's way too it is way too many books to read in a month. Maybe. Probably. But anyway, let's get into it. So I this was on my TBR last month, and I still have yet to read it. But in my defense, I did spend most of August, because school started, I was kind of in a reading slump. So I did not get around to this. But, yeah. This is Dead Until Dark, by the way. I probably should have said the title. Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris. If you don't know what this is about, this is about our homegirl named Sookie Stackhouse, who she's this small-time cocktail waitress who's can read minds, and she meets a vampire. In this world of vampirism is vampires are seen as a minority, and she meets a vampire, and I don't know what happens, but it's a 16-book series, so a lot of stuff happens. This inspired the TV show True Blood, which I have started to watch and will continue to do so once I read this book. But yeah. Okay. Also, my friend lent it to me, and I kind of need to get through it because I've had it since May, and it's going to be September tomorrow. I'm filming this August 30th, by the way. I feel like I should clarify. Anyway, the next book I want to read is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Look at me being able to pronounce his last name. Anyway, I read this 2-3 years ago, the summer before high school started, and I rated this 3 stars, which, don't hate me. This was before I fully developed a reading comprehension. I still liked Colleen Hoover a little bit, We've grown since then. But yeah. I'm gonna reread this year because I still have yet to watch the movie, and I really want to I really want to watch it, and I really feel like I should give this a fair retry before I do. Yeah. Oh, but anyway, next is The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. I don't really know what this is about. It's about an asylum, and I'm pretty sure this was no sleep Reddit, r/no sleep Reddit post before it became a book. But people call this terrifying and one of the scariest books they've ever read, or most fucked up or something. I don't know, but I really want to read it because of that, because I'm interested and the hype is so huge, and I'm hoping it isn't I think it's Black Tongues by Felix Blackwell, or Something Tongues by Felix Blackwell. But where people are oh no, it's just very repetitive and boring. I'm hoping it's not that. Yeah. I cannot speak. Next I have Tinfoil Butterfly by Rachel Eve Moulton. I actually really don't know what this is about, but I last year heard a lot of raving reviews about this book, and I have wanted to read it since. It's been like a year and I have not read this, but like I will read this year. I'm so determined. This looks so good. And I don't know anything about it, which is always like a good sign in my book. Okay. Then I have Damned by Chuck Palahniuk. This is, oh yeah. This is, like The Breakfast Club, but in hell. It's about this 13-year-old girl named Madison who, by the sounds of it, is a Nepo baby. And she ODs on marijuana and dies, which I'm pretty sure is not possible, but okay. And then Breakfast Club in hell. And this looks really good, really fun. Yeah. I don't know. I want to read more Chuck Palahniuk because I've read Fight Club and was kind of confused by it. Don't know what happened at all in the book. The movie, good as fuck. Not in a film Broadway, but like in a, damn, I can appreciate, what's his name? Brad Pitt in the 90s with a buzz cut. Oh, anyway, but like I've also read the first 2 chapters of Haunted, which is like the most disturbing and it's just kind of gross, but like I'm still interested. But anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. I'm like trying not to yap because we're 5 minutes in. We still got so much more to go. Okay, next is The Dare by Natasha Preston. This is like about seniors doing like a high school prank. Like you get dared to do a high school prank and you have to do it, and it's like they get really dangerous. Interesting setup for like a thriller, especially a YA thriller, or like just a thriller. I don't know why I said especially a YA thriller, but yeah. I've wanted to read Natasha Preston for a while, but I've only heard one person review her and the reviews aren't great, but I want to give her a shot because I'm always interested. So yeah. Like, at the very least, this will be a very interesting thriller. Apollo. No, you're stuck in here. Go to bed. Oh my god. I'll let him out in a few minutes. But anyway. Next is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. Which, by the way, I am so happy because I got this when I went to Europe and... Oh, I found the European cover and I was so happy. I think this is the European cover. I think the American one is different. If not, then I'm just stupid. But either way, I've wanted to read this for so long. This is like I just know it's like a disturbing literature book about these 50 women who are trapped underground their whole lives, never had contact with men or like the outside world or anything. And then one day they like get out. And it continues from there. I don't know. But I'm very interested. It looks so good. Okay. Then I have Annibot by Sierra Greer. This is about a robot a female robot, that's what I'm trying to say, who is like a dating robot, I think. What does it say? Annie is a robot created to be the perfect girlfriend for her human owner, Doug. Yeah. And then she, like, slowly starts to gain more consciousness as the book goes on and tries to get away from Doug, I'm pretty sure, is what this is about. I'm very interested because it sounds so good. Which is, like, gonna be the theme for most of these books. Next is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellers. And I actually think that I could use this book for my own writing. Because this is about 4 sisters who, like, all kind of go their own ways into adulthood. It's very, Burning Malibu by Taylor Jenkins Reid vibes. But like they all have their own issues in life, and then their younger sister dies, and the three of them come together, and it just sounds like a very interesting book. I don't know. Yeah, This was also one of the September Book of the Month picks. So, yeah. And I got the very floppy European, like, paperback version. So I'm happy. Which, by the way, I'm gonna rant about this a little bit. European, like, paperbacks are usually very stiff like this. Unless they are like the dimensions of hardcovers, then they're just super floppy, and like I love it, but I hate it, paperbacks in Europe, not big floppy books. I love me a big floppy book. But anyway, sorry, I just heard myself. Anyway, next is everyone is watching by Heather Gudenkauf. This is like a Big Brother meets Clue, I believe, is the like tagline description for this. It's like basically a bunch of tropey characters come together to do this like online game show, and then I guess bitches start dying. I don't know, but this looks like it could be a really fun thriller. I've only heard good things about this. So yeah. Then we have Good Neighbors by Sarah Langen. This is basically like, this picture perfect suburban street called Maple Street, where like, you have your like Lululemon yoga moms, and then you have your like 9-to-5 cubicle job working dads who are very, cookie cutter houses, all that. And then this like one family moves in, the Wild family moves in, and they like disrupt everything because they are like not fitting into like basically what the neighborhood is. Like they're kind of like very different, loud, unique people. This looks very interesting. I've had this on my shelf for like a year or two now, and I've been wanting to read this. Yeah, I've had this since freshman year, and I've been wanting to read this so bad because it looks so interesting. And like now that I've developed more of a reading comprehension, I'm just like, oh my god, there's probably so much good, like, interesting commentary in there that I'm missing out on. But anyway, next is How Can I Help You by Laura Sims. I actually really don't know what this is about. Sorry. Oh, anyway, it's about this girl named Margot who's a librarian, and nobody knows her like real identity, and then one person does, I think. I don't know. Really short, sweet thriller. Could be fun. Then we have How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. Ate that up. This is basically like a pandemic like short story collection. Not like our pandemic, but like a pandemic happens in this book, and it's like a short story collection about types of people who are affected. I'm pretty sure there's a flying pig in this book, so I'm very interested to see what the fuck is going on. And then last for this little section, we are 12 minutes into the video, and we are not even close to being halfway through. So, gonna be a long one. Next I have Life Ceremony by Sayaka Murata. Or Life Ceremony. I thought it was plural. This is a short story collection by Sayaka Murata. And if you don't know who she is, she wrote Convenience Store Woman and Earthlings. I've yet to read or own Convenience Store Woman, but I loved Earthlings, and I read it like last year, loved that book so much. And yeah, so I picked up Life Ceremony, and I'm very excited to see what this is like. Okay, you can see how large these stacks are, so bear with me. I'm gonna keep saying that because, again, there's a lot to get through. And I'm sorry if the lighting is getting worse. I feel like it is. But anyway, again, bear with me. So next we have The Female of the Species by Mindy McGuinness. I actually don't really know what this is about. I got this from, I think, last winter or the winter before, I think it was the winter before, my library did like a Christmas thing where they put like blind date with the books in the teen section. You just took one and you like get a blind date with a book and you get to keep it. And this was one of the like 2 or 3 that I did. So yeah, this is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis, and I'll just read the blurb. So it says, Alex Kraft knows how to kill someone and she doesn't feel bad about it. 3 years ago, when her older sister Anna was murdered and the killer walked free, Alex uncaged the language she knows best, the language of violence. While her own crime goes unpunished, Alex knows she can't be trusted among other people. Not with Jack, the star athlete who wants to really know her, but still feels guilty over the role he played that night and the night Anna's body was discovered, and not okay with PK, the preacher's daughter, with the preacher's kid with a defiant streak who befriends Alex while they volunteered in animal shelter. As their senior year unfolds, Alex's darker nature breaks out, setting these 3 teens on a collision course that will change their lives forever. Wait, this sounds so good, dude. Oh my god, I might have to read this, like, soon. That sounds so good. Okay, I'm obsessed. Next is Great Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. And this is a really hard to explain book. But this is basically about these 2 parents who are carnies who like wanted a circus of their own, so they inbred children. And our main character is named Ollie, I think. No, yeah. Ollie, an albino hunchback. I have heard that this book is, like, low-key ableist, though, because this is, like, written in the 80s or 90s. But still interesting. Yeah. Anyway, then we have Murder in the Family by Cara Hunter. This is about, like, this is a mixed media book, which is, like, so cool. About this, like, crime TV show that it, like, works on cold cases, and they're working on a cold case trying to solve it, except you're supposed to try and solve it before, like, the people in the TV show do. And I'm very excited. I read the first chapter of this. Obsessed. I was obsessed. So I really want to reread that and then, like, finish this and, like, try and solve the mystery beforehand. I literally have a whole murder board in my notes app for this book. Like, I'm so obsessed with it. Next is The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. I really don't know what this is about, but I do want to watch the movie, and I do want to read the book and just see what this is like, what this is about, and why this is so popular. I got that book when it was popular, like when the movie had just come out and everything, so. Sorry, I tried to fix the lighting, and I don't know if I made it better or worse, but anyway, I tried. Okay. So, now we have All About Love by Bell Hooks. This is a nonfiction book all about love. I actually really don't know what this is about. I bought it for AP Research, but I'm not going to read it for AP Research, but I'm still really interested. So, yeah, I'm going to read this. Then we have Hurricane Season by Frida Melchor. I think this is a Spanish name. But this is supposed to be a really disturbing book about this town witch who gets murdered, and then, like, every single trigger warning that could be in here is in here. I don't know, I'm interested. And I've had this on my shelf for a long ass time. Since middle school, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. Next up is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. This is a really, I'm gonna try and just do this. This is a really popular thriller. Like, it is a key mom thriller, and I don't know, I'm just like really interested. I was going to buddy read this with my friend, but she hasn't been buddy reading with me for a hot minute, so guess I'll just read it alone. No, that's fine. But yeah, looks really interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you what this is about. It's like a girl on a train witnesses a murder happen, and then she has to solve it. Really simple thing, yeah. Okay, then we have Death Valley by Melissa Broder. I have read the first 100 pages of The Pisces, and I'm loving it so far. And I just want to read more from her, so I'm gonna do that. This is about a woman whose father dies, or is in the process of dying, so she's like, I'm gonna go on a hike to try and cure this, and then she goes inside of a cactus. Weird concept, but I'm very excited. Okay, I fought with the lighting one last time. You are gonna have to deal with, like, that kind of really bright ball of light. Okay. I'm gonna fight with it one last time. I swear I'll do it on camera to prove, okay? Is that... It's like really dark over here. I'm so sorry that the lighting is like just dog shit today. Anyway. Pardon me, that was unladylike. So, the next book I have is Filth by Irvine Welsh. This is about a really corrupt cop. Like, he's homophobic, racist, misogynist, just like a piece of shit. And it follows him on like this weekend getaway trip with drugs and drinking, and it follows him and his tapeworm. Which also, look at that formatting for the tapeworm. That's so much fun. I love that. But yeah, that's going to be really interesting to read about. No thoughts, just excitement. Anyway, then we have Fantastic Land by Mike Bakoven. I think that's how you pronounce that. This is basically Lord of the Flies at Disney World. And to make sure this author doesn't get sued, it takes place at like this off-brand Disney World called Fantastic Land. It's the title of the book. Anyway, and I think a category 5 hurricane hits, like, while there are still a lot of people there, and then it takes place over the course of the whole hurricane. And just, like, really messed up stuff happens, I think. It looks really good. I'm actually so excited. Next, we have Crash by J.G. Ballard. I'm going to keep this real short and sweet. This is about people who are sexually into car crashes. Anyway, I shit you not, that is the whole description for the book. Next up is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I have had this on my shelf since I got back into reading in 8th grade. But like, and I have not heard great things since I bought it. I've heard that this is like the most mediocre or just like bad YA sapphic horror that you could read. But I still want to give it a shot. I don't know why, but some part of me still has so much hope for this. And I think it's this really cool ass cover. I just really want to read this. But anyway, it's about these girls who are like in a boarding school or something on this isolated island. And then they, like a disease starts that kind of does this to them. It like some body horror type shit, which I'm so excited for. And like I said, it's sapphic, so that'll be fun. We love our sapphic girlies. Why am I all the way over here? Okay, then we have Black Tide by Casey Jones. This is about a couple who are trapped in their car at the beginning of an alien invasion. Oh, that's gotta be so cool. Or gotta be? That's gonna be so cool to read about. Like, so interesting. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to read this for so long. And then we have The House That Horror Built by Christina Henry. I just need to finish this so bad, girl. I've been reading this for 9 going on, I think, 9 going on 10 weeks. Like, I need to finish this. But this is basically about this woman named Harry who works for this, classic horror movie director. By the way, Harry is, like, obsessed with horror movies. And she works for a horror movie director who she loves. And then one day while cleaning, she starts to hear what sounds like somebody trapped in the room next to her. And then she's got to decide whether she wants to, like, risk getting fired to investigate it. Yeah. Okay, we are in the last little bit here, so bear with me again. Okay. First up, we have Pearl by Josh Mallerman. This is about a telekinetic pig. Have you ever heard of anything that sounds like more fun? Like, this sounds so campy and so good. I'm so excited for this, dude. Yeah, that was all I had. Oh, okay, this is on me, but we're gonna get serious for a little bit. So the next book, I'm gonna hope I can say this on YouTube, is Shooter by Caroline Pignat. Yeah, by Caroline Pignat. If you couldn't guess based on the title, this is about 5 teenagers who are stuck in a bathroom during a lockdown drill. Yeah. So I read This Is How It Ends, I believe is the book. I'll put it up here. But it is a similar kind of, it deals with the same topic. And I read that a couple of years ago. And I really liked it. And then I found this today, actually, while thrifting. And I was very interested, so I decided to pick it up. Yeah. It's also mixed media, which I'm very interested about. So yeah. Anyway, oh my god, another... Okay, I don't know if I can say this title on here either, but this is the Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. I don't know if that's how you pronounce the last name, but yeah, Jeffrey Eugenides. And this is about these 5 sisters who are like obsessively watched by neighborhood boys, and then one by one they and it's just basically about like these boys watching this happen. I don't know. This is a Thought Daughter book, which, Thought Daughter book, which is why I picked it up. It also just sounds very interesting. So yeah. Also, I think there's a movie on it, which might be cool to watch afterwards. Okay, then we have Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson. This is a second-person book. And I don't really know what it's about, but I've heard very good things. And I'm very excited. And I believe it deals very heavily with race, which looks very interesting, or which would be very interesting to read about. So yeah. Okay, then we have It Came From the Closet by several authors. This is basically a book of essays about by queer people about horror movies that like they really connected to, and like why they connected to them, and like how they were affected by them growing up and such. So yeah, this, as a like queer person who loves horror. Sounds very interesting. This is another book that I did get for AP research, and I am not going to use it, I think. But, like, is still gonna be a very fun, like, interesting read. Yeah, I'm very, very excited for this. Then we have Please Tell Me by Mike Omer. I'm just gonna read the synopsis for this because I don't really know how to explain it. So, sorry, I just thought I heard something. When 8-year-old Kathy Stone turns up on the side of the road a year... Sorry, I heard my sister leave her room. A year after her abduction, the world awaits her harrowing story. But Kathy doesn't say a word. Traumatized by her ordeal, she doesn't speak at all, not even to her own parents. Child therapist Robin Hart is the only one who's had success connecting with the girl. Robin has been using play therapy to help Kathy process her memories. But as their work continues, Kathy's playtime takes a grim turn. A doll stabs another doll, a tiny figurine is changed to a plastic toy couch. All of these horrific moments enacted within a Victorian dollhouse. Every session, another toy dies. But the most disturbing detail, Kathy seems to be play-acting real unsolved murders. Soon, Robin wonders if Kathy not only holds the key to the murders of the past, but if she knows something about the murders of the future. Can Robin unlock the secrets in Kathy's brain and stop a serial killer before he strikes again? Or is Robin's work with Kathy putting her in the killer's sights? This looks so good. Also, will say that last sentence kind of stupid because I'm assuming she was abducted by the killer. No, so I'm assuming that last line might have been a spoiler that I'm upset about ahead of time already. Okay, next I have Small Game by Blair Braverman. So this is basically those like reality TV shows like Survivor? Those really popular reality TV shows that are definitely so niche and not viewed all over the world. Anyway, like TV shows like Survivor and such, except it turns into like a survival horror. So like that one Wrong Turn movie, I think it was like 2 or 3. But like, I watched one video review of this and I bought it last year and I have yet to read it, but this sounds like so interesting. It sounds like, that book Hatchet? That really niche book that nobody's ever read ever? Anyway, sorry, that's the second time I've done that. But anyway, yeah, this looks like a really interesting, like, quick thriller. Okay, then we have The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. This is about this girl whose mom comes back from being missing. And then is trying to solve, like, why did she go missing? And this looks so interesting. Also, look at this. Okay, get out of the way. Look at this. It's the missing poster for the mom. That's so cool. I also love this. I'm so excited for this. I am going to eat it up. I love Holly Jackson. She's my queen. But yeah, anyway. Then we have The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. The same friend who let me borrow Dead Until Dark said that she loved this book. And I really want to read it because this was actually the first Stephen King that I was ever allowed to read when I was getting into reading horror literature. And I actually never got into it, and I did not like it. And then I found this copy last year, or freshman year actually, while shopping for a winter formal dress. And I was like, you know what? I really want to read this. So I'm going to finally commit and read it. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is about a girl who, like, who separates from her family while hiking and then listens to, oh my god, wait. Is she 9 years old? or is she 11? She's really young in this book, but she like listens to Tom Gordon's baseball game while being lost in the forest. I don't know, interesting. Then, of course, I have The September House by Carissa Orlando. I have been wanting to read this for so long, since I think like November of last year or October of last year. I like just barely missed the ability to read this book, and I waited until this September to read and buy it. But I'm so excited. This is about a house that like every September, like it's normal every month of the year except for September when like blood starts to drip from the walls and stuff. And then our main character one morning wakes up and her husband is missing. And she's like, oh shit, I need to find my husband. And she thinks the house has something to do with it. And her daughter, who's an adult, starts calling her and being like, hey, every time I call you, you know, where's dad? Like, you always have an excuse for where he is. I want to talk to my dad. I'm going to come over and visit you. And she's like, no! Like, I love you. What? Oh my god, sorry about that. My sister came into my room. That was so embarrassing. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So essentially, this girl does not want her daughter to come over. And yeah, that's the plot of this. I'm sorry, that was so embarrassing, dog. She made fun of me. She's 12 years old, but she's so mean. Anyway. Next is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I also talked about this in my last TBR, but I have yet to finish my Riley Sager reading, like, taste test. But this is the last one I have to read for that video. And this is his newest book. It's about, these two boys as kids, they go backyard camping. And in the middle, I thought my mom was gonna come into my room, so I stopped filming. It is now 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna finish these, and then I'm gonna go to bed. But anyway, as I was saying, the two boys not the two boys, one of the boys goes missing in the middle of the night. Title of the book. And, you know, everybody's like, oh my god, what happened to him? And they don't figure out. And then years later, as an adult, our main character is trying to figure out what happened. Which is kind of the plot of, like, way too many Riley Sager books. I think, like, actually just two. 2 out of the 8. But anyway, technically, anyway. Next up is Like Mother, Like Daughter by Kimberly McWright. I got this for Book of the Month last month, and I'm actually so excited for this. So this is about this, like, mom who goes missing, and her daughter's like, I'm gonna find her, I think. And I think that's as much as I know about this, actually. But it is very short. So this might be, like, a read pretty soon. I'm very excited. Then we have another Book of the Month, and this is Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman. Second Josh Mallerman on this TBR. But this is basically about like this little girl who, she's just like an average little girl. You know, she has a mommy and a daddy and a grandma, except she also has other mommy. And other mommy keeps asking her weird things like, you know, can I go into your heart? And her main character, she's like, no? Like, oh, I love you, other mommy, but no, that's so weird. What the fuck are you asking me? And like, other mommy is kind of getting a little restless of being told no. And, you know, other stuff is happening. Like, you know, mom and dad are starting to fight a lot more, and Granny looks like she's getting a lot more sick. So maybe the other mommy might win. might win and get to go into this girl's heart. Also, sorry that I got a 20% warning, but anyway, I'm very excited for that because I've been hearing amazing things, so I might have to read it pretty soon. Then we have Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellers. This is the second book by her to be on this list, but I don't actually really know what this is about. For readers of modern lovers and conversations with friends, an addictive, humorous, and poignant debut novel about the shockwaves caused by one couple's impulsive marriage. I think one of them marries the other for like a green card, except I don't know if it's expressed or not. I don't know, but I've wanted to read this for a while, so I'm excited to read this. This is gonna be interesting. And then last but not least, we have another Riley Sager, because I'm trying to read all 8 books by the end of the year. And this is September's pick, and it is The House Across the Lake. Basically, this girl, she's like unstable or whatever, I guess. And then she like moves into this house for the summer. Except she's like, ooh, there's a house directly across the lake from me. Let me be a little nosy bitch. Let me use my telescope. Let me use my binoculars. Let me look into their lives. And she does. And she sees some crazy shit. I'm really excited for this because I read the first chapter when I got it. Like 2 years ago, last year. Whenever it was a book of the month. And now I'm really excited to read this. My friend read it and said it was kind of like, I don't remember what she rated it, but she was like, it was pretty good. So based off of that review, I'm hopeful. Yeah. All right. So that's all. That is all of the books for this wrap up. Okay. I'm not gonna start a new clip. I'm just gonna... Alright, so that is all of our books for this wrap up, and that means that is the end of this video. So thank you so much for sticking around for like the 30 to 40 minutes that I talked about books in this video. Follow me on my socials if you want to hear me talk more about books or or movies. On my TikTok and on this, I will be talking about movies as well. So yeah. Subscribe if you want to see more like bookish and like just, fun content. We have a lot of fun around here. I have like some vlogs that are gonna come out soon, hopefully if I can get back into reading. But yeah. Alright, so yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Love you, bye.